Now, before you understand this, you understand that there is something called as Earth's feedback mechanism. Right? Whole of your Earth as a system will have feedback mechanism. Now, when you look at whole of your Earth having a feedback mechanism, the feedback mechanism can be a positive feedback or a negative feedback. Now, for suppose, say there is some phenomena that X is resulting in Y. What could happen is this Y could result in X further. That means what? This is the feedback channel. And when this is positive, what is going to happen? This will automatically increase. That means what? This is resulting in what? A positive feedback. You know, amplifier? Amplifier is run on what? Positive feedback. Now, what is happening in amplifier? Is the sound increasing or decreasing? Increasing. The name itself says what? Amplification, because of positive feedback. Now, in case if I see that if this is a particular phenomena and this is providing the feedback, and if this is negative, what will happen to this? Decrease. And that becomes what? Negative feedback. You please understand, in the nature we have both positive as well as negative feedback mechanisms. They are both positive as well as negative feedback mechanisms which are existing naturally. And one such phenomena of positive feedback is what is understood as Arctic amplification. Look at the name itself, amplification. Amplify is with respect to what? Positive feedback mechanism. Now let's understand what is happening here. Now when you look at any phenomena that is going on here, you know, when you look at Arctics, Arctics are characterized by what? Arctics are characterized by the permafrost. Permafrost is nothing but what? It is nothing but the frozen soil. Arctic is characterized by permafrost, that is nothing but the frozen soil. Now here what is happening? You see that a certain composition like mosses, ferns, lichens, rhododendrons, and you also see some animals. All of these are part of Arctic, right? This is the biotic composition of Arctic. Now, when you look at this biotic composition of Arctic, what is seen to be happening? All of the debris that is provided because of this biotic composition. This debris is what? This debris is stored in the permafrost. The debris is stored in the permafrost. Now, when I say that the debris is stored in permafrost, what is happening? Is there a faster decomposition or a slower decomposition? Slower decomposition. So, when you have this stored in permafrost, you see that there is a slower decomposition. And not only that, there is this process of slower decomposition which is happening, but what else do you observe here in the process of slower decomposition is, you also see all the methane or the residual gases. All the methane or the residual gases which are emitted in the process of decomposition, all of these are entrapped within the permafrost. They are frozen there, they are held there, they are entrapped. So that means, am I seeing these gases being emitted? No, they are present within that particular frozen soil which is permafrost. Now this is the whole supply chain that is happening in the Arctic region. I see, because of the colder conditions, there is slower decomposition. Because of permafrost, whatever gases that are emitted are fundamentally stored where, my dear? They are stored within this frozen region. One. Now, what is seen to be happening over a period of time is, the same permafrost which is composing the debris, which is composing the gases which are released from decomposition. What is happening is, now this is subjected to a phenomena called as climate change. Now when you look at this phenomena of climate change, what is seen to be happening? In climate change, you see there is a rise in temperature. Whenever there is a rise in temperature, automatically what do you observe, my dear? You see there is this melting of permafrost. Whenever there is this climate change which is going on, whenever you see there is rise in temperature, it is resulting in what? Melting of permafrost. Now, when you see the melting of permafrost, what is happening? You see the entrapped gases which are present here are released. Releasing of what, my dear? Greenhouse gases. Because you know one of the major gas as part of the decomposition is what? Methane. Methane, which was previously entrapped in the original conditions of the Arctic, is now released because of what? Melting of ice. Why melting of ice is going on? Because of the increase in the temperature. Because of increased temperature, you see it is melting away. It is melting away and it is being released. Now, because of this greenhouse gases being released, what happens, my dear? Further, it will result in what? Increase in temperature. Because at the end of the day, increased concentration of greenhouse gases, and as in case we just discussed previously, methane has global warming potential. And it is going to increase the temperatures of the Arctic region. And when it is increasing the temperatures of the Arctic region, automatically it is resulting in what? Climate change. So again, what is happening? More temperature, more melting, more release, again more temperature, more melting, more release. Not only that, you also see as this region is experiencing melting of permafrost, what do you see? You see that the albedo of the region reduces. When I say albedo of the region reduces, what is happening, my dear? The extent of reflectivity. The extent of reflectivity. Now here what do you observe? When the albedo is seen to be reducing, automatically what is happening, my dear? Any region with lower albedo, is it going to reflect or absorb? You see, it is going to absorb. Absorb what? Heat. And this will further result in what, my dear? This will further result in increase in temperature. That will further result in increase in temperature. Increase in temperature, melting, reduction in albedo, more absorption of radiations, again increase in temperature. And this is what is called as Arctic amplification. Amplification of the temperatures at the Arctic region. Why amplification of the temperature? Because there is a positive feedback cycle which is set. And the positive feedback cycle which is certain is with respect to what? Because of the melting of the permafrost, the frozen soil, because of the release of the gases which are entrapped, which is majorly greenhouse gases, in common that is methane. And also it is affecting the albedo factor of the region, which is resulting in more absorption of the radiation, further resulting in increase in temperature. And such a phenomena is what is called as Arctic amplification. Easy? Yes, fantastic.